I only coach leaders, not content creators. Sounds like a controversial statement, but hear me out. A leader is somebody who changes the marketplace with their insights. A content creator is somebody who just puts out stuff in order to attract more followers. I'm here to help leaders be able to change communities, inspire transformation, not just folks that want to build an audience. So let me explain to you what's happening in the market in 2025. Why some people are making a lot of money, while other people are working really, really hard, but not releasing the kind of results. The marketplace right now is saturated with content. Everyone's using AI to pump out different kinds of information and content, just flooding the whole place with stuff. But in a place where information and content is widespread, the marketplace is calling and crying out for leadership. What is leadership? Is leadership just flooding the whole place with information? No. Leadership stands out from content because leadership is incisive, it's decisive, it lights the path, it is more about quality rather than quantity. It's more about casting a light so you know exactly what to do, as opposed to putting out a lot of information that's just largely noise. The key now is to build for impact and not just for attention. It's really to build a mission-based movement, not just build an audience that just constantly consumes and consumes and consumes. Because if you do that, this audience is not loyal fundamentally to you. So the marketplace needs more leaders right now. So let me break this down for you. There are two things I call the content frequency versus the leadership frequency. Now, the content frequency is the treadmill that most people are on right now. It's all about just pumping out a lot of volume, not making a lot of impact, not having anything particularly different than everyone else to say, frequently copying some other framework or some other thing that somebody else is doing and giving it a very light AI-generated spin on it, and therefore seeing diminishing returns. A lot of people are on this content creating treadmill now. They're chasing engagement, they're battling algorithms, their message changes every single time the algo changes, and they become very, very exhausted because they're just jumping on a trend to another trend to another trend to another trend, and not much of what they're saying has any weight behind it because, frankly, they don't really have a message. They are just trying to trend hop and build an audience. Now, the next frequency is the leadership frequency. The leadership frequency is to understand very clearly what your position in the market is. Understand what your authentic message is also. And how can you give an insight that will transform people's minds and move the market and allow people to have a transformation they cannot get anywhere else. The leadership frequency is about saying less, but saying more precisely, exactly, impactfully what people need to hear. And also seeing where the gaps are so that you can create ripple effects that help people in the way they think, help marketplaces, help industries, etc. That is the leadership frequency. Consistency and authenticity of a clear message is very key over here. So the shift that I encourage you to make is to go from content creation, jumping on a trend to another trend, your message always evolving and changing based on the ever-shifting algo, to leadership frequency. And you stop asking the question, oh, what's cool that I should post today? And you start asking the question, what is my authentic, mission-driven message? What reality do I want to introduce and initiate people into? That is really the difference, because a leader is a person who helps people see themselves better and really bring them into a reality much better than where they are right now. You want a leader that's grounded and centered with a clear, consistent message versus somebody that's just jumping from one thing to another constantly. So here are the principles that have really helped me in this quest of leadership frequency. First key, leadership frequency comes from instilling and distilling values, not just giving information. So before you create your content, you must be very clear what specifically are the core values you stand for, so that you can introduce this to people and invite those who resonate with you into your circle. Now, the next one is you must understand, where are you bringing people towards? What is the transformation you're effecting within them? If you're not clear about where you're moving the market towards, then your content basically has no impact at all. The next thing is to realize that your content is not for everybody. To be very clear who precisely your content is for, and qualify, encourage the people in the right space to stay on with you, and simultaneously disqualify the people that are not suitable for you. When you do all of these things, the right kind of values, the right kind of vision, the right kind of audience, you're able to clearly let people know, this is what I stand for, this is who should come, and this is where I'm bringing you guys to. Hence, really becoming a leader for these people. Every time you shoot, your value in your content should compound one above the other, so that by consuming it, they are slowly and gradually allowing themselves to become that version of themselves that they wish for you to lead them towards. That is the whole idea of leadership frequency versus just churning out meaningless, oftentimes useless, non-impact making content just because you see a whole bunch of other people doing exactly the same thing. That literally is candy, that literally is noise. So I believe with full conviction that the era of just creating content to be a content creator is ending. The era of the strategic, impactful leader is just beginning. In a sea of many, the few that stand out with clarity and quality, they're going to be the ones that people absolutely follow. So the goal is to use your content to stand tall like a lighthouse so that people with their particular problem, that desire, the outcome you're going to bring them towards, so they resonate with the values you have, they choose you as the automatic choice because there's something about the way you speak, about what you speak on, that they resonate with. You are the leader that they select. Remember, people always want to be led. They just don't just want to follow another content creator, and they will pay for leadership. And so that's what I want you to stand out to become, so that you can grow your business very, very well. The folks that I've helped will use these principles that we share over here exceedingly well without having to kill themselves to create a whole bunch of content or flood the market with meaningless content. I believe it'll work for you. I'll see you in future videos.